Welcome to the behind the scenes feature of the newborn screening program here in Antigua and Barbuda. We screened our first baby on the 1st of September 2020, and thus far it has been a success. Today we're going to walk you through the process of the newborn screening. Today I have with me Dr. LaShawn Christian,
Hello.
consultant pediatrician here at the Mount St. John's Medical Center, and I'm Dr. Bell Jarvis, consultant pediatrician and head of the pediatric department here at the Mount St. John's Medical Center. So many may ask, why newborn screening? This is a very important process because it enables us to detect sickle cell disease as early as possible. It helps us therefore to offer preventative care, and it also helps us to appropriately educate and manage patients. By doing so, we're able to decrease morbidity or the severity of the disease, as well as to decrease mortality in terms of the number of patients who may die. So today, we want to show you the Guthrie card. So when a patient is delivered, we strive to get a sample of their blood, either through the afterbirth or the cord, or we actually have to stick the heel of the baby, and then we apply the patient's blood to the top part of the card. Now, it's very important for us to take appropriate samples, and therefore, as you'll note, we have signage which is appropriately displayed so that you can know if you've taken a good sample or a bad sample. So as seen here, we want to fully fill the circles, and this is a small replica of the major one shown here. We want to fill the circles as completely as possible so that the card can be a successful fill.
After the sample is collected, the information is then entered into our database here at the hospital. Important for this database would be the date the sample was taken, the date of birth of the baby, the mother's first and last name, her address, her age, her telephone number, so that when we have the information or the results, we can then contact the mother to let her know the outcome of the sickle cell screening. And also of note, we would like to have the information in terms of the father's first and last name, his telephone number, as well as his sickle cell screen or his sickle cell results. So what we've found thus far is that quite a few fathers are not aware of their sickle cell status, and so we are encouraging the mothers who are expecting that they have this conversation with their partners in terms of knowing their sickle cell status, and if it is not known, that their partners be tested, because this will also help in the long run in terms of the outcome of the babies and knowing their status. Also, we would like to know if the father's information is not available, that there is a next of kin who we can contact in the event that the mother is unavailable, so that we can ensure that the results are disseminated to the wider population or to the patients in general. On the screen, we have a blank template that shows the information that is needed. So as mentioned, the surname, first name, date of birth, address, the age of electrophoresis. This will be the mother's sickle cell status if it is known. If it is not known, we'll then enter unknown, and her contact information in terms of her telephone number. We scroll across to the father's information, where it's just his first and last name, his sickle cell status if it is known, and also information for his contact information for his telephone. And then we'll have information in terms of the baby. So important to have the date of birth, the gender of the baby, and when the results are obtained, we'll then update this database in terms of the baby's results, and then we'll ensure that the parents are contacted in terms of knowing the baby status. I will have the information for the person who's entering and the date that their results were entered. And this is just an example of the database. Thus far, we have successfully screened 113 babies for the month of September, and with great success, we're hoping to see what the general trend is like in our Twin Island state of Antigua and Barbuda.
One of the important things as well is to recognize the risk associated based on each partner's status. And so, for example, if a patient with sickle cell trait comes together with another person with sickle cell trait, then we know that for each pregnancy, there's a 25% chance of a child being born with sickle cell disease. Likewise, if two persons come together, both having sickle cell disease, then all children born to that couple will have sickle cell disease. And so we recognize the importance of each partner being aware of their sickle cell status. So although this program will primarily help us with identifying the newborn's status, If a newborn's result comes back positive, then we will proceed to encourage that both the father is tested if his status is unknown, and that other children within the family are also tested. One thing to note is that once the samples have been taken, they're placed on the rack to be air dried for at least 4 hours, and then they're subsequently placed within the refrigerator, and they're sent off on a monthly basis to Guadeloupe. Within 20 days, we get back the results if the result is positive, and then the parents or the identified next of kin would be updated about the result. So we look forward to caring for your babies. We look forward to improving the healthcare here in Antigua and Barbuda, and today we encourage you to know your sickle cell status. Prevention is indeed the best cure.